We've met before.
Yeah. I want to go back to the Hispanic voter issue for a minute. I think all of us pretty well understand the need to get out the Hispanic vote, and the Hispanic vote isn't us. Because, yeah, really. So, I mean, you know, I'm an old white guy. What suggestions do you have as to what we can do to help in regard to that? Because I don't know that no matter how willing and able I am to go knock on doors, I don't know that me knocking on doors in a Hispanic neighborhood is going to do any good. It's perhaps the best thing that I can do, write a check to JOLT or other organizations to help support organizations that do have inroads there.
So, Augie, I don't mean to age you, but how long have you been involved in Democratic politics?
A long time.
So you have some expertise and some experience under your belt.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, what I think is important is that you all have a lot of that in this room. You all have been doing Democratic politics, knocking on doors. I mentioned that as Hispanics, we are the youngest ethnic group. So there is a whole new generation of young people coming into politics. Some of them, you know, I voted since I was 18 years old, but I'll be honest, my dad taught me that. My mom didn't think voting mattered until recently. And so there's a whole generation of people like me that are angry about the Trump administration, and sometimes we don't know where to put that energy. So the things that you can do is, you know, I think of this woman, Karen, who worked with us a lot at JOLT. She's 70-something years old, part of the Indivisible chapter in Austin, Texas. And she asked me the same question, and we said, well, what we need is to learn from you and for you to learn from us. So we did events with Indivisible when immigrants were coming under attack. We did events together, and it really showed our diversity, our strength, and then it allowed our members to learn from one another. And then those Indivisible members also hosted a fundraiser for all those young people that were going out and doing voter registration so they could buy their clipboards and all their materials they needed, and they developed relationships. So one, share your expertise, build relationships with these organizations. Two, help them get the resources they need because many of them are young and working class so that they can really do the work necessary. But I think it's all about building those partnerships because, like I said earlier, we share so much in common, and we have to break down those barriers by talking to one another.
Christina, Dennis Roy, I wanted to talk about a point you made about opt-out voter registration. Right now, every young male in this country that turns 18 years old has to register for this electoral service. Wouldn't it be sensible, at the same time they're doing that, if they're immediately registered to vote at a national level? It would require federal legislation, it would be mandated for all the states. Is that something that you could get behind? It would solve a large problem that maybe once there's like us now, about talking to young people who have not registered to vote because they didn't know that they should.
Exactly. So we need to have an opt-in an opt-out voter registration system. So as soon as you turn 18, that just becomes your fundamental right. That exists in other countries. It's totally applicable. Other states have done this. I want us to do this as a federal level and enshrine it as a right. I did voter registration. How many people here are VDRs? So you all know about the arcane rules, right? If I wanted to register voters across Texas, well, I need to get deputized in 254 counties. That if you want to register someone and they've recently moved and they don't have their right address, that it's going to be hard to register them. That many young people, even though our high schools are supposed to be registering young people twice a year, are not doing that. So the best way, yes, of course we can fix rules around the margins, but I just want us to have a whole system where automatically you turn 18 and you are a registered voter. The last thing I want to say is I believe the right of voting is such a fundamental core right of being an American that it should never, ever be allowed to be taken away from you. So we have people in this country, especially people that I say are victims of a war on drugs, that have had their rights taken away from them to vote, and I don't think we should allow that to ever happen in the future.